As a cryptocurrency miner, you have a responsibility to check the price of the coin that you're mining, to check the difficulty, the network hash rate, and check whether it's still the most profitable coin to mine. Now, obviously, it's different if you're mining a coin that isn't on an exchange yet, but if a coin is on an exchange and it's not the most profitable coin, more than often than not, it's best to mine another coin, trade that in, and then use the funds to buy the coin that you do want. And this week, Verge, or XVG, does seem to be a coin that is worth mining. It's shot up in price, and I was speaking to Crypto News Tips on Twitter, and he said that, you know, this isn't that something I've been following, and he said it's because of news on the 16th. They're working towards a roadmap and token pay rumours and all this as well. So that's the 16th. We're sitting here, you can see here, April the 3rd. So in 12, 13 days, the roadmap could come out, and you know, going by that, what he's saying there, we could expect the price to go even higher over the next week or so. But we don't know. You know, the market sometimes doesn't go the way you want. But right now, as I'm talking, it is a profitable coin to mine. Over the last few weeks, I've been mining Raven coin, and you can see it there. Now, it's kind of been a little bit funny today because of the announcement of the roadmap, and you can see it dropped down and then it went back up. I expected to go back up in price, but you know, as someone who was mining it, I've seen my profits pretty much half, or at least the coins I've accumulated pretty much half over the last week or so. I was earning 1,500, 1,600 coins, and I'm earning like 700, 750. So the increased number of miners mining that coin has made that coin not worthwhile. So Verge looks to be the coin to mine right now. But I'll just kind of show you how I came to that conclusion. This is what to mine. There are many cryptocurrency calculators out there. This is the one that I would say most people use, and it's very easy to use. I've got the defaults here. So if I click on the defaults, this will reset it. So this is what you'll see when you load up the website. But what I'm going to do is add in what I've got. I've got 24 1060s, and then I'll click on it so it goes green. Put that to 0, and then I'll put 6 1080 Ti's because that's what I've got. I've got 30 GPUs in total. Now, what I normally do, it's up to you. You can put in your cost here. So I could put in 18 cents, but because I know that I'm paying roughly the same amount of for electricity every month anyway, I normally just remove that so that I can look at exactly what I earn, and it just makes it easier for me to match up the coins that I see every day. So now you can see here, Verge is at the top. Earlier on today, that was actually at $31. So it just shows you how quickly this can change, but it's still the top coin by the looks of it. Now, if you've never used what to mine before, a lot of this will be maybe a little bit confusing. But the most important thing is the profit. But you can see how much you'll make in 24 hours in Bitcoin, revenue 24 hours. And over here you'll see estimated rewards. So that would say, I'd earn 466 coins, I believe that's saying, in 24 hours. Now, this coin, you can see here, this one actually says Lyra 2RE, which is the algorithm. And you don't see that with other coins listed here, but the reason you see that is because you can mine with a number of different coins for Verge. There's X17, Blake 2S, Lyra, Script, and Groesly. Some of those are like, I think it's Script that's suited more towards ASIC miners. I'm leaning towards, if I mine it, to use Lyra 2 Rev 2, simply because this is what to mine is telling me to use. But I have seen a couple of comments from people saying that if you've got NVIDIA cards, you might want to use X17. I'm not sure. At this point, guys, as you saw there, I'm still actively mining Raven coin, and the reason is I'm giving it a day, simply because the announcement of the roadmap and the white paper come out today. I'm going to give it a day to see what happens with the price in case it shoots up and all that. It's just easy to keep it running just now until it settles down. Now, this will tell you what to mine, etc., and kind of list them in order. But you can see here, this is a default profitability. If I could talk. Profitability, 24 hours, average last 24 hours. But you can change this. You can change the difficulty, and you can change to sort by, difficulty by profitability over 3 days or 7 days. So if I change it to 3 days, it's still at top. But, you know, it depends what you're doing. Sometimes that changes depending on what's been happening the last few days. Now, here's what I recommend. If you have a GPU mining setup, then what I think it's worth doing is to put your separate cards in and calculate it on an individual basis, because you know what, if I take my 1060s for example, so if I had like 24 of those, 2 1070s, 5 1070 Ti's, I think it's worthwhile checking each of those separately, because sometimes specific cards mine up, you know, coins better than other cards. So my 1060s for example are better performing at Ethereum relatively to a, you know, a cost point of view than they are to from a 1080 Ti. A 1080 Ti isn't very effective at Ethereum, but my 1060s are actually okay. So if I do here, so you can see 1060s, you can see that if I just look at my 1060s alone, it's still telling me to mine with Ethereum, saying that is the best coin. But if I disable that, put it back to the 1080 Ti's, it is saying Verge. Verge is the most profitable coin with Zen Cash below. Now, if I put both, well, it's saying overall I'm still better mining Verge with the Lyra 2 Rev 2 algorithm. Now that does show you that, you know, if this total here, I would actually have a higher total if I mined Ethereum with this one and Verge with my 1080 Ti. So Ethereum with my 1060s and Verge with my 1080 Ti. So don't, you know, as good as it is to plug all your GPUs in, don't just look at those values. It is important to look at them separately, because you might see different coins being listed at the top. Now, Verge does seem like a very good coin. It has been in the news a lot, and a lot of people talking about it because it's bullish. And we've got a cool app and all that. But if you want to mine this, effectively what you want to do is just download one of the wallets. There's a few different versions there, you can see, Android and all that as well. And once you've done that, you know, you can get an address. As far as pools go, there's a lot of pools out there. I saw people talking about Zpool. I know that Supernova's got one as well, but I haven't looked into this in great detail myself as far as which is the best pool to mine at. You know, I know that Mining Pool Hub and, you know, other places, obviously you guys know that I'm not a fan of Mining Pool Hub anymore, but there are places out there that allow you to mine Verge, so you'll have to do some research on that yourself, because I had a quick look, but until you've actually tested the pools, I don't like to speak with conviction about it, because I'll say this is the best pool, but I don't know if that's the case. But Supernova is a fairly respected pool, and they do have it, so maybe use that as a starting point and then see what else is there. So yeah, this does look like a decent coin to mine right now, but as Crypto News Tips was saying about the announcement, this could change very soon. We might see the price of Verge going even higher. So if you're mining coins at, you know, 6 cents, whatever it is just now, or Satoshi, where are we? 851 Satoshis. It could jump up to 1,000 Satoshis in a few days. It could jump up to 1,200. And so the coins that you mine today, if you hold them, then they're going to be worth a lot more money in a few days' time. But it could equally go down. I mean, the coin has been lower in the past, so that is something to think about. If you really aren't, you know, you don't want to do that, you don't want to take a risk of it going down or up over the next few days, you could just cash them in. And Crypto News Tips was saying that the transaction fees are fairly low for Verge. So just to kind of summarize it again, right now Verge is bullish because there's a roadmap and some other things coming out. The price is shooting up, and because of that, Verge is at the top of what to mine for quite a lot of cards. Because of that, a lot of people will be mining it, but this may change in a few days' time. So if you do choose to mine this, download the wallet, find a pool, start mining, and make sure that, you know, it is actually a profitable coin to mine. But be ready to change if the price changes. So, you know, if the price dropped to say 5 cents, you might find that this isn't the most profitable coin to mine anymore. So you have to be ready to adapt. So yeah, check out Verge, guys, if you're a miner. It does seem to be a good coin to mine right now from, you know, from a profit point of view. Whether you want to hold the coins until after the roadmap or not, it really is up to you. But if you're just looking at it from a profits point of view, it's certainly you know, looks to be one of the most profitable coins right now, as far as mining goes. So I'll link to what to mine and all that, and you guys can check it out. But if you've got any questions about this, please do let me know below in the comment area, or you can hold back the comments until my next live stream and ask me there. But check it out. If you're a miner and you're looking for the most profitable coin, it is worth checking out right now. Just do a couple of tests, you know, spend 20 minutes setting up a pool and all that, and do some tests and see how it goes on. And if you decide to sell right away, this coin is basically supported by all the major exchanges. If you look on markets, look at this: Binance, Bittrex, Upbit, HitBTC, Cryptopia, Yobit. This is everywhere. So if you do mine the coins, very easy to sell them, so don't worry about that. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Please do leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Double thumbs up.